What's up, everybody? So I'm back at the RV. As I mentioned, there was a bunch of stuff that I want to get done, and I'm going to be doing over the course of time. One of the things that I'm going to do, and what we're going to do right here in this video, is get this furnace out, because the ductworks smell a lot like mouse urine, and there was a mouse infestation at one point, and aside from a lot of urine smell, everything actually looks pretty good. So one of the problems, though, is that the main ducts that we have in our floor, they smell heavily every time you turn the furnace on. So I want to get this furnace out of here and see if I can access those ducts and how to clean them, which might involve actually a little more than just taking the furnace out, because what we got here is the furnace sits there, but the main duct that we're talking about actually runs down here. So there's probably some stuff going on this floor where the ducting is, and that's what we got to get to get in there and clean that out. So in order to take this furnace out, this one's actually fairly easy to access because of how nice and open it is in here. Pretty easy though to take out. This one looks like it's just going to be the propane line, and then almost literally I think just those two screws. I don't think there's anything else that actually holds it in. And these are, you just twist these off, line up the tabs, and out they come. How do you remove them? And make sure we have a plug for that there propane line. Okay, so we've got the propane line disconnected and capped off so that we can still, obviously turn the propane on and still be able to use our appliances inside without having to worry about gas leaking now that the furnace is disconnected from propane. So the next thing I'm going to do here is just get rid of these screws, take out the screws there, and the furnace should slide right out from its vent, which is usually just a slide-on connection. So with the screws pulled out of there now, and I did already pull this out just to make sure it was all removable easily enough so I could do this on camera, but it'll just pull straight back out and away from your exhaust tube. There's some floor in the way there. And point of advice, you may want to wear some gloves when doing this, because this stuff is sharp and will hurt you. I'm just being foolish. So, full disclosure on that. Sitting on some wires down here too. The next thing we're going to want to do is obviously disconnect these wires, and if you don't know what these are, what you're doing, make sure you take a picture beforehand so that you can see very clearly what's connected to what. So I'm going to get that disconnected. As you can see, the exhaust tube is out there. So I'll get this disconnected. What I'm going to do in the future is actually put a connector on these so I can just plug in and won't have this messy connection. We'll clean this up at some point here throughout the renovations and clean up all this wiring, make it run a bit better, and make better use of this space where I intend on putting a solar system at some point. I'm not really sure what to do there about the poop chute, since it kind of comes down between that wall and the frame. So I may not be able to do anything about that, but I got plenty of time to think about it anyway. In the meantime, let me get this furnace out of the way here and get to the vents, the ducting underneath that you can see here. For those wondering too, these wires actually, this will be pretty common for most furnaces, where you'll have basically it's just your power wires, positive and negative 12 volt DC, and these blue wires go to the thermostat. And usually the way these work is the power will actually go to these 12 volt DC power wires are coming off of the air conditioner, and the air conditioner control board is actually what controls the furnace, and that's why you have fan settings on the furnace that will activate the fan in the ceiling, because that's the fan that it's supposed to activate. So that's how these systems are set up, where If you have problems with the furnace, it could potentially be an issue between the air conditioning control board and your furnace somewhere. So that's just something to keep in mind. So there's the furnace removed, and you can see the duct now. Now the issue that we're having here is this is here, but our vents are over there, offset. So that means we're going to have to, I guess, move this frame back slightly so I can pull this fabric down and access it from underneath here somewhere. Because right where that vent, and I'm going to have to get under there too to reconnect that, but that's where I want to be to get in there and clean the stuff. So let me get that pulled out here. Pull this, move that frame back and get that undone here. Just wanted to add a point about trying to get staples out like this, since it's hard to come from this way, but instead you can come from underneath. And I've only got one hand here, so it's a little more difficult, but you can usually get them if you pull up on the fabric at the same time at the this is how it's going to make me look foolish. Okay, so I got all those staples out, pulled this down, it's all stuck in the corner, and this does make life a little more difficult. I'm not really sure how to, I mean, not difficult, but I didn't find what I'd expected to find, and we got this mess of insulation here that I'm going to have to clean out, which is absolutely disgusting and smells like piss. But I'll get that out of here, and then as I go, we'll end up putting this back, get some better insulation type stuff to put in here. So it gives us a little bit of access underneath. But I'm going to get this insulation cleaned out of here first, and then see what I can do about taking a look underneath. This, I managed to loosen that from removing all the staples. It was literally stapled in to the aluminum frame with big long staples like that. And that's also what, you know, held the tarp up here. I'm going to try as much as possible to keep the tarp, because I don't want to have to do anything with that. There is an issue in that there's a frame right here, and I can't really do anything about the tarp there, and I don't want to cut it and have to get under there and tape stuff. But I do have to fix, well, I guess there's some insulation in the way, but I do have to fix that duct right there is hanging off. And it's way back there. I'm not really sure how to fix, or how I'm going to get back there. But at the very least, it's got to be cleaned first. Hopefully I got a long reach. One option that I don't want to resort to, I'd be using as only a last resort, would be to cut out access ports or panels, cut out access panels in the floor, or just cut out a large portion of the floor enough to get under there and reach the ducts from this side, and then put this flooring back, because it's pretty much there just to basically create the ductwork. There's nothing really being supported on this floor where I need to cut it, so it'd still be okay to do that. I'm hoping not to do that though. That's like I said, a last resort and not something that I want to do. So I'll get this duct, or this fiberglass insulation out of here and see where we are after that. This is about as far as I'm going to go today, I think. We got it sprayed down, got the insulation out of there, and actually did find, where is it? Did find squished mouse in there. Looks like he got squished between something. So I had good heavy gloves. So I'm not really sure. This is going to take some thought as to how I want to access under here to get I'm going to definitely need a mask too, a better mask. But what I have done here now, I've got the insulation out, I've got it sprayed with Nature's Miracle. I'm not sponsored or anything, but we have been using this stuff for years because we have cats and occasionally they pee places, and this stuff is actually great. It's breaks down the urine enzymatically, like with enzymes, so that like it actually really destroys the urine. It doesn't just wash it away and still leave a scent that an animal can smell. It actually destroys it. So that's what we've sprayed down in there. But I think that's where we're going to leave it for now. It's going to take some cleaning in here. Clean up all the dust, dirt, and move the vents out of the way. Yeah. And if I do end up having to cut the floor, it means I got to move this frame, which means I got to cut the poop chute. I really don't want to cut the poop chute, but I might have to cut the poop chute. So until next time, let me know if you got any ideas or anything, and subscribe if you want to see part 2, so you're notified when that's out. It might be a couple weeks from now, depending on how things go and how much time I have. And if the video helps you, don't forget to like. See you guys next time.